Good evening. This is John from John's Weather Channel. We're doing a special update tonight, Monday 5th of December, and we're going to look at the next few days, or generally the next week ahead, what's to come, as things are becoming more active. So we thought we'd do a bit of a video update tonight and tell you guys how we think things will pan out over the coming days. Currently, this is the latest satellite image and thunderstorm tracker, thanks to Weather Zone. You can see at the moment there's plenty of thunderstorm activity extending from the tropics of northwestern Australia all the way down into central Australia and parts of southern WA and into New South Wales and Queensland. There was some storms earlier in Victoria as well. So basically, most of the state, most of this country has seen some thunderstorm activity today, bar Tasmania. Tasmania did see some rain and storms overnight as the cold front went through, trough and cold front, but there hasn't been any storms today during the day. But there has been plenty of showers and storms through, once again, southern Queensland into northern New South Wales, parts of Sydney, as well as the Hunter, Newcastle. There's been some quite severe storm activity today with very strong winds, damaging winds. We've seen images of trampolines on power lines. So yeah, when you see that, we're talking winds of 120 to 140, 150 kilometres an hour isn't out of the question when you see that happening. Also, some thunderstorm activity also around the Victoria and New South Wales border, just near the ACT as well, and through central Australia, extending back to the tropics of WA, Kimberley, and through southern WA. The upper trough builds into central Australia. So that's the current thunderstorm tracker, and you can see a satellite picture image loop. A lot of moisture coming down from a tropical low in the Indian Ocean, all the way feeding all the way through northwestern and central Australia into southeast inland. So that's the current state of play with the satellite picture and the thunderstorm tracker. There has been severe thunderstorm warnings in WA, Northern Territory, parts of northern South Australia, as well as northern New South Wales. So it has been quite an active day. Heatwave conditions have continued, mostly north of this cloud band. Even though there's some storms in Queensland, it's been very hot through northern Australia, especially where there's lack of clouds. So the heatwave continues through northern parts of Australia, particularly in Queensland. And you can see here, just get this up. This is a BC. This is a GFS model, BSCH forecast temperatures for tomorrow afternoon, and you can see, just get a bit angle there. It's going to be quite hot. Got Tasmania as well down there, but we're just focusing on Queensland at the moment. It's going to be quite hot through northern Australia and Queensland in particular tomorrow. We can see temperatures in these purple colours of 38, 40 degrees and above. So plenty of heat still banked up through Queensland. You can see a trough moving through New South Wales. A cloud band in here. You can see there'll be lower temperatures through Central Australia into New South Wales. So there's a 15 to 20 degree drop there from the dry and hotter air up through central parts of Queensland, southern parts of Queensland, and moist rain band and cloud conditions producing temperatures a lot lower through this area just south of the main heat wave. The heat wave conditions is thanks to an upper high which is sitting right over Queensland, so it's just trapping the hot air. It's been there for a number of days now, through northern parts of Australia, central parts of Australia into Queensland. And you can see going into Wednesday, this generally continues. The heat sort of, it doesn't really abate too much, extending through the Northern Territory. You see 40 degrees, probably even the low 40s. south of the top end of Northern Territory, extending into Queensland. Not too bad for New South Wales, Victoria. There will be some heat, but bearable heat for inland areas, and heat trying to build back up through Pilbara and inland parts of WA. So yeah, it's warming up again. And then as we move into Thursday, you can see the heat is starting to push back further into northern Australia. There is still some heat through northern New South Wales, but you can see temperatures abating through southern parts of Australia, and into Victoria and southern New South Wales, more bearable, 20s, even into the teens parts of Victoria. So you can see there parts of Victoria's got some blue shaded area there, and you can see Tasmania there as well. So it's quite cool with temperatures in the teens. Bit warmer through southeastern parts as westerly flow brings slightly milder conditions through southeastern Tasmania, but generally quite mild or quite cool. And that's for the 8th of December, thanks to GFS via BSCH. And you can see by Friday, those temperatures, the heat gets well pushed into the tropics, and it will begin to weaken a little bit. It won't be quite as extreme. Still quite hot, or still very hot for northwestern parts of Queensland, but you can see inland areas, southern areas, temperatures have lowered through Central Australia as well, and then the heat sort of recycles back through WA, down through the Pilbara into the Gascoyne, and down towards southwestern WA as a new trough develops. So we're going to see some quite hot temperatures through Perth, southwestern WA, Thursday, Friday in particular. Could see temperatures nudging around the 40-degree mark through the central west, Gascoyne, possibly even low to mid 40s around the Gascoyne, and around Perth itself we could see temperatures around 40 degrees as well, or high 30s at least. So yeah, WA will get quite a bit of heat over the next few days, or particularly later in the week. Meanwhile, southern and southeastern Australia temperatures quite cool. Friday got a cold front which will come through Thursday, and temperatures drop right back. So that cold front will push quite a bit of cool air from Tasmania all the way, mild air, into New South Wales, South Australia and southern parts of Queensland, so which will be a relief for some after the heat wave conditions of this week. So that's BSCH, generally showing the heat pushing back through the tropics and easing through central and southern Queensland, northern New South Wales later in the week, but the heat will recycle back towards WA. So Perth will start feeling quite warm or quite hot as the week goes on. Here we've got satellite, or not the satellite, so that's synoptic chart thanks to GFS, and this is basically showing highs and lows and what we expect over the next couple of days, and you can see this pressure trough thanks to GFS bringing moisture coming down through central Australia into southeastern parts in mainland into New South Wales, and that's bringing some showers and storms right through. And you can see as we move towards tomorrow, tonight or overnight into tomorrow, you can see showers and rain building right from the tropics. Storms as well. Should see some good falls through northern parts of South Australia overnight and into tomorrow morning. Even parts of the Eucla and WA could see some good falls. And then you can see moisture going all the way down into New South Wales. Showers, scattered showers and thunderstorms, tending to rain some parts in New South Wales, southern and central areas, moving onto the coast around Illawarra, Central Coast, Sydney, and parts of the Hunter Coast as well. And some storms as well associated with this, particularly near the coast and near the ranges. So that's moving into tomorrow. We have a look at the next few days, and you can see generally the system tends to push further north and east, moisture coming all the way down. So some rain through parts of New South Wales, could see some useful falls, 5, 15, 20 millimetres. Thunderstorms could produce locally high falls. Southerly winds behind this system, keeping things a bit cooler and milder through the southeast, and then quite hot still through Queensland with that northeast to northwest airstream right across the state. So quite hot there, hasn't abated. But as the week goes on, you'll see we move now into Wednesday. You can see the trough moving further north into southeast Queensland. So showers and storms increasing again through southern parts of Queensland, continuing through northern New South Wales, and extending back through central Australia into the tropics. But should be quite dry for the south as a high ridge moves in. It will be, mild to warm, nothing extreme in temperatures. And then we can see as we move further out, we get towards Thursday, and what happens is Thursday morning we've got a cold front moving up through the Bight. You can see there it is moving through the Bight. Moisture, residual moisture continue through Queensland. Showers and storms still there, but some of this moisture gets sucked back down from the north or from Central Australia, and showers and thunderstorms should develop through southeastern South Australia and Victoria Wednesday night or Wednesday overnight and into Thursday, into Tasmania as well. Could see some useful falls with this system, unlike the last system which came through yesterday or overnight. So Tasmania had some useful rain, but most of southeastern South Australia and Victoria generally missed out. Light falls, but nothing too heavy. So this system will produce better rainfall, should produce some better rainfall. The thing with this system though is a deep low will develop with the front near Tasmania, so it will become quite windy Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, and quite cold air behind this system as well. So you see showers and storms continue for Queensland. So this will interact with this system. So another, more showers and storms will develop through Queensland and New South Wales, interacting into Central Australia. But quite a lot of showers and storms for Victoria and Tasmania, tending to rain in parts and through South Australia as well. And it will generally bring quite a bit of cold air to the system. You can see that showers and storms, you can see quite intense falls through parts of New South Wales. In this band now moving through Tasmania and Victoria, so quite cold air behind, and the southwesterly winds. Could see snow on the ranges in Victoria, possibly down to 1,500 metres, 1,400 metres. And in Tasmania, could see snow down to 1,000 metres. So, could see some of the white stuff again, even though we are in December. So, it does tend to happen, but it doesn't happen all that often, but it does tend to happen. So, it will become cold, it will become quite windy. So we may see severe weather warnings in parts of Tasmania, Victoria, and possibly southern New South Wales. Thursday into Friday with those strong southwesterly winds as the low moves just south of Tasmania. And at the moment, the models have got about 984, 982, 980 hectopascals. So it's quite a strong low. So that's going to definitely whip up some winds. You can see showers and storms extending all the way back into Central Australia. But New South Wales will be the focus through later Thursday into Friday. And then as we move into the weekend, you can see that colder southwesterly winds on Friday. Showers and storms moving to Queensland, starting to clear out and drying out in New South Wales, but much cooler than what it's been. And a lot of showers through Tasmania, particularly western and southern Tasmania. Showers and storms restricting back towards the tropics. And then, you can see as we move into Saturday, the showers, that trough will move further north into Queensland. In doing that, the temperatures will fall, won't be as hot, become more humid, but won't be as hot. Showers and storms extending into northern parts of Northern Territory and WA. You can see hot northeasterly winds moving into Perth and WA, hot northeasterly winds. So we'll heat up through southern parts of WA Thursday, Friday and into Saturday. So keep an eye on this. Fire dangers will become extreme and severe, and maybe even total fire bans. So temperatures will nudge into the 40s, the west 40 degrees and low 40s in parts as this west coast trough develops. In the meantime, we can see the high sitting just south of Adelaide, or southwest of Adelaide, just ridging in, bringing cooler conditions through southeastern and eastern parts of Australia. And that will generally continue through the weekend as the high moves further east. So it's going to be quite active. We've got these troughs moving through, heat waves over Queensland, New South Wales, and northern New South Wales, storms over eastern Australia, rain over central Australia. There's some good falls predicted over parts of northern South Australia and some parts of the Territory in the next 24 hours, and extending all the way back into northern WA and with the tropical low. Then we've got another front moving through southeastern Australia, interacting with moisture and bringing more showers and storms through southeastern parts, and quite cold winds behind it, which will bring some snow in Tasmania, Victoria and the Highlands, and finally push out the heat over eastern Australia back into the tropics, and generally weaken. So that's generally the gist of it, and the trough will move further north, and you can see showers and storms right through central Queensland there into the Gulf of Carpentaria on the weekend. So yeah, that's how it is at the moment. We'll keep you guys updated over the next couple of days with these weather systems, heat waves, possible cold snaps, and heating up in WA as well. So yeah, a lot happening at the moment. It's been fairly quiet in the last month or two, apart from the big storms, of course, in Queensland, New South Wales, but generally most southeast Queensland, northeast New South Wales, but generally it's been fairly quiet most of Oz, so things will pick up over the next few days. This is John from John's Weather Channel. Thanks to you for listening and watching, and we'll do another update during the week.